That's been eclipsed since then. Todd Gilliland now is the youngest ARCA winner. He won it just a couple days past his 15th birthday.
Coming off turn 4. Take me inside the cockpit. What are these drivers feeling right now, Phil?
Got to make sure that thing's in second gear. Want to get a good restart. We've talked about all the inexperience. These guys want to make sure they get up through the gears the right way. They don't want to cause any issues right here on this start. Let's get this thing underway. Get some laps going. These guys are going to want to get to that double yellow line and stay there early.
Mentioned Chase Briscoe, qualified third, dropped to the rear. So did Gray Gaulding. He's back there with Frank Kimmel and Brett Hudson. The front row, Cole Custer, William Byron, a couple of 18-year-olds. We are green at Daytona.
Look at John West Townley, that 0-5 tucked up underneath. Cole Custer trying to get that inside line moving.
Yeah, Townley moved up to the second row and Briscoe dropped to the rear after those infractions coming off the pit lane.
I talked to William Byron. He said, well, maybe the outside line will go early on. It's going to be the best time for him to be able to try to get out in front of Cole Custer and maybe move down to the double yellow line there.
Keep an eye on that 69. That's Will Kimmel. Led the way in final practice yesterday. That team actually lost a couple of cars in testing here. Spent the last month rebuilding that race car. Thursday for them, not a practice session, more of a test. Their true practice came yesterday. They've got it dialed in, and you can see he's solidly inside the top 10.
You see the inside line led by the black number 54 of Cole Custer has a slight advantage here as they enter turn number 1.
If you watch the ARCA Racing Series, you know you hear a lot about Venturini. And that team at Venturini Motorsports always seems to get it done. William Byron qualifying on the front row, and right behind him, Tom Hessert in that white 25. Last season driving the 77 for Cunningham. One of the big changes in the offseason. It's already paying off. He's right there at the front.
And as we mentioned, he's a former winner at Talladega, so he knows how to get it done on this type of racetrack.
He's pretty good on the short tracks, too. The won 3 of the last 6 at Salem. Also has a win at Iowa on his ARCA resume.
We can see that inside line has gained about a car. Oh, trouble already.
Through the tri-oval. 78 goes around. The 98, they're teammates. It's a big one at Daytona. It all started when the 78 of Cole Powell got turned sideways. Gus Dean had nowhere to go and under caution early here at the World Center of Racing.
This is exactly what these guys didn't want to do. They wanted to get some laps under their belt, just feel these things out here. A lot of damage to a lot of vehicles. How about Bobby Gerhart?
8 wins here at Daytona. On 2 different occasions, he's won 3 in a row. See Terry Jones from Canada in the 30. Got a little bit of damage. Austin Wayne Self in the 33. He was a runner-up a year ago.
There's Mark Thompson. We talked about Mark Thompson with an opportunity maybe to become the oldest winner. He has some damage.
And now the red flag has been displayed at Daytona, just 3 laps in.
Looks like Austin Wayne Self running across the racetrack. We're going to stop the field over on the backstretch to give the track workers time to clean this mess up.
Yeah, they stopped him right over at the entrance of turn 3. Some of the biggest names, no doubt some pre-race favorites for this race involved in the crash. There's the 59, Jairo Avila, involved in the accident.
Great to see him get out of that car. That's one of the 4 cars from Carlos Lira.
There's Gus Dean.
And one of the Mason Mitchell Motorsports entries.
Yeah, our Carrier Corporation on board, giving us so many good pictures prior to today's race. We did not want to see it, giving us the shot of him climbing out prematurely, but unfortunately, tough luck for the South Carolina native, and there's his teammate, Cole Powell, out of Ontario.
Yeah, Cole had a 3rd place finish last year at Talladega. He finished 20th here. See Shane Lee, the Lee boy car.
Yeah, one of our rookies.
One of our rookies with quite a bit of damage. Watch about 3 or 4 lines back. And the 78 definitely moved to the inside. Don't know if he had any help. Maybe it turned him sideways right into his teammate, the 98 of Gus Dean, that pushed him back up the racetrack right in front of the pack.
Look at Kevin Thomas Jr. in that 22, gets minimal damage, middle of your screen. This is a kid that had never raced on a facility bigger than a half-mile prior to today, and that was a pretty nice save by him.
You can't tell from that angle whether the 78 got a little bit of contact that turned him around down into the inside line where he collected his teammate Gus Dean. See all these drivers, that you see all that smoke. It's way worse from racetrack level.
I think about Greg Galding, Frank Kimmel, some of those drivers. Brett Hudson would have started right in the middle of the pack, probably been collected, dropped to the rear, and I don't think any of them got any damage.
Boy, it almost looked like there might have been a little bit of contact right there to turn that 78 sideways. If there would have been an opening down to the inside, he probably would have got away with it, but not this early in the race.
On board
no
with
openings.
Gus Dean. That's Cole Powell on the outside.
Look at the rear of that car. Look how close the 83 is. Derek Lancaster. Definitely contact from behind that sent him down across the racetrack.
That's unfortunate because those cars have been fast, not only this weekend, but were really good when we tested here in January. See what it looked like from the view of Sarah Cornett-Ching on board here.
Dylan Lupton, the 82, to her inside. She just blipped the throttle for just a second, and that quickly she was by the incident. See her waiting out the window to the cars behind her.
And look at all the cars way back behind them that were able to avoid the accident because they were not up right in the middle of the draft. Unofficially, there were 9 cars involved in an accident 3 laps in here at Daytona. The Lucas Oil 200 for the